This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Shishina Rolla. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news, traffic officials on Grand Bahama investigating a major accident involving one of their own. The two-vehicle smash-up involving a police cruiser and an SUV occurring at an intersection known as a hotspot for traffic accidents. John Davis Roll reports.
A two-car smash-up in the Freeport area, sending the victims to the local hospital, and it involved a police vehicle. A young Grand Bahama man, along with a local police officer, narrowly escaped death when the two met by accident Wednesday morning at a busy intersection during the peak of the morning commute. Inspector Alfonso Pinder of the Police Traffic Division.
I'm around 8:45 this morning. The police received a report of an accident at Explorers and Mall Drive. From Rival, we met police unit that was involved along with another vehicle. Information coming to us thus far is that the police unit was traveling south on Mall Drive. The light apparently was on green according to eyewitnesses. The other vehicle, which was traveling east along Explorers Way, failed to stop at the stoplight, and as a result a collision that you see in the background.
As on-growers grew and officials conducted their investigations, music could still be heard blaring from the SUV. As for the victims,
both drivers were transported to the Rand Memorial Hospital. We're thankful that none of the drivers were seriously injured, but there, as you can see, a considerable damage was caused.
Inspector Pinder had this warning for motorists.
We want to urge motoring public, please, whenever the light turns yellow, it doesn't mean for you to speed up. That is time for you to slow down. Running the caution light is an offense as long as you're not beyond the stop bar. So if you proceed beyond the stop bar on the caution light, it's a strong possibility that you will be charged. So we just want to urge members of the public, please, to pay special attention to the traffic light. Please obey the traffic signal, because this incident could have very well turned fatal this morning.
Joan Davis Roll, ZNS Network News.
The Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce holding election of officers today. As Sabrina Brown reports, some familiar faces were re-elected.
Kevin D. Seymour will serve a second term as president of the Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce. Seymour was elected unopposed during the annual general meeting at the Pelican Bay Resort.
I've learned quite a lot over the last year in terms of representing the Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce. I will be lying to you if I didn't say that it wasn't a strain on my day job, but I think my employers do understand the importance of making sure that Grand Bahama is put on the right trajectory in terms of growth. And so I personally take this opportunity to thank them as well for allowing me to serve.
Seymour says a major focus over the last year was reviewing portions of the Hawksbill Creek Agreement that were set to expire in August. He was part of a review committee appointed by the government.
I certainly am fully aware of the recommendations that you, the licensees, have made to the committee and by extension to the government. And that is almost overwhelmingly, most of you were in favor of extending the provisions that were due to expire.
The Chamber President says members of the local business community are looking forward to a final decision in this matter.
A lot of your recommendations were very much connected to, look, we are tired of hearing the talking. We want to see some things get started in Freeport, Grand Bahama. So we need some firm commitments, and we need to make it as easy as possible for the licensees to unleash some of their plans without this uncertainty hanging over their heads.
First Vice President is Mick Holding, Adrian Carey is the second Vice President, Treasurer is Christopher Baker, and Dan Romance is the Secretary. Sabrina Brown, ZNS Network News.
In other news, an industrial company making a major donation to hurricane victims in the South and Central Bahamas. The group came together to celebrate the goodwill gesture. Italia Hall has this story.
The Grand Bahama Shipyard issued a challenge to members of the staff to give an hour of their salary to a relief fund to those affected by Hurricane Joaquin. The employees raised over $21,000, and the management of the Grand Bahama Shipyard decided to match that amount. Chief Operations Manager Ruben Bird and Director of Human Resources Catherine Smith says they are extremely pleased at the staff's phenomenal response to the challenge.
It's a good thing because, everybody's got to help each other, and especially in situations like this. Natural disasters are something that nobody plans for, and no matter how much insurance you have, it's not going to cover the loss.
We're very pleased that the staff found it within themselves in this very trying times, because a lot of people are hurting. Even though you're working, it's tough because you have some people who are, single parents, or you have some people where only one person is working in the home. And so we were very pleased that despite all of that, they found in their hearts to give money towards the hurricane relief program.
Some of the participants say they jumped at the opportunity to help because Grand Bahama was once in the same position.
And it's who you knows it feels is we had the same problem a couple of years ago, and Shipyard made us offer that we couldn't refuse. They said wherever they donate, they will double it. So we couldn't beat that, and definitely, we needed the help, and we know everybody in the Bahamas need help now and then. Everybody doing a little rough now and then, so it was excellent for me to give a couple of dollars to help out.
A small sacrifice, not going to dinner one night to give to the people.
In Grand Bahama, we have experienced it firsthand in terms of being displaced during hurricanes. So whenever they said or whenever they asked, we always try to put our best foot forward and do what we can do.
I knew the shipyard was going to match whatever I gave, so it was double of what could have been contributed to me. So I was happy to do it, and I felt like it was an important thing to do.
The Grand Bahama Shipyard says this is just one good deed to help those affected and are calling on others to do the same. Reporting for ZNS Network News, I'm Natalia Hall.
Stay with us, there's more news right after this.